Changing reality? Aha! The first world, from what the legends say, is a special place in which those who possess enough strength and imagination can alter the reality to their liking. Our king, of course, was one of those so gifted, even though he used the skills of Linzi. Concentrating, he easily changed the color of the leaves of the nearest aspen bright purple. After that, it was time for a more ambitious task. I really wanted to write a few notes about the king's incredible adventures, but in my new guise, it was pretty difficult. Besides, how does one even take notes out of a dream? All I could really imagine was hopping around happily. But during a particularly high jump, I saw something interesting. A snow-covered glade in the middle of the sun-dappled forest of summer, and a flock of fae was hiding in a luringly shiny casket. I decided to commit the place to memory in case it ever came in handy. I'm gonna build a stairway to the sky. After several attempts, the Fostergroom King had built a fancy stairway out of rainbows and adorned it with waterfalls on either side, falling right out of the sky. A melodic laugh suddenly rang out of nowhere, not offensive, but rather inspiring. It seems someone was watching the king's attempts. It was none other than Nyrissa herself approaching. But something in her appearance was strikingly different from the insidious, cold-blooded villain we'd come to know. There was no shadow of arrogance or anger in her face, just cheerful sparkles in her bright blue eyes. I'm glad to meet new guests in my domain. Greetings. She didn't seem to recognize us at all. So is this your realm? Oh yes, the nymph pointed out the forest below with an elegant gesture. Obeying her will, all the trees immediately began changing their colors, turning from white to blue to red to gold, then to an elegant green. I am Nyrissa. This is my 1,000 breaths. She smiled dreamily and ran up the steps of our heavenly stairway. I see you've already begun settling yourself within my realm. Fine work. I like you, stranger. Will you stay with me? Soon I will begin something much more than I am now. Soon I will become something much more than I am now. Soon my domain will become larger, more beautiful, its borders open to the bravest, most wonderful creatures, all with blazing souls. Together we will create a dreamland unlike any the First Kingdom has ever known. Silence fell for a moment before the king finally replied. It's a good idea. Too bad this is all just a dream. This is a crazy plan. Give it up or you'll lose everything. I actually kind of like that one. For a moment, doubt flashes in the beautiful eyes of the nymph, but then she spoke with an unprecedented ardency, as though trying to convince the king or perhaps herself. I will not give up, not a chance. Even a simple drop of water lives a more interesting life than we children of the first world. A drop may ascend and fall, freeze and melt, dance with lightning in the storm, or create a rainbow. We are capable of much more, but we live out each day without trying to change anything in the world or in our destiny. I want more. I will achieve more. I will become one of the eldest. I will create the realm of my dreams. As Nyrissa spoke, the scene blurred in a mosaic of colors, and her voice began sounding more and more distant, fading away. For a moment, there was darkness, and we... Was that the right answer? Found ourselves in a completely different place, but it seemed vaguely familiar. The stone platform with the pedestal in the middle, that was something we'd already seen in the first world, back when we were looking for a way to get rid of the ever-blooming flower. As in that old vision, Nyrissa sat on the pedestal, her head bowed low, just a shadow of the proud and powerful nymph we'd spoken with about recently. The place she sat literally emanated an intense pressure and a feeling of stiffness. My guess is it was some sort of magical prison. As we approached, Nyrissa raised her head and she said in a muffled voice, "You, I remember you. Our meeting is the last of my bright memories. The evanescent dream. Afterwards, there was the battle. My sisters, slain by the monsters with such ease, like wind-extinguishing candles, defeat and pain. Why have you come? To relish in my despair? No, don't succumb to evil and despair. Only then will you have a chance." Something strange shone in the nymph's eyes. It was as if the world of kings had been imprinted somewhere deep in her soul. The words of the king had been imprinted somewhere deep in her soul. With these final words, the vision faded, taking us back to where we had entered this crazy world of melting dreams.
My Skylark, your song is sad today. What happened?
Tristian!
Once young deer have barely grown their antlers. They face their fathers in fierce combat. Have you ever seen it? The time has come. You are a stag now, not some defenseless fawn. Go. Go and fight. You were born for glory, my wolf cub. There is room in this world for all sorts of different birds. Some sing sweetly, while others screech.
Oh! Iravetti!
The peacock displays bright feathers to outshine them all. Be my peacock. Shine!
Nice.
You will become a king whose glory shall overshadow all within the river kingdoms. If you lose, my heart stops along with yours.
Is that us?
My Skylark.
Oh, it is.
Your song is sad today.
Save it.
What happened? Once young deer have barely
So
grown
easily
antlers.
trapped.
They face
Stags
their
and wolves,
fierce combat.
skylarks and peacocks.
Have you ever seen it?
Armag, Tristian, the Stag Lord, Iravetti all turned against me because of you. Just what kind of zoo do you have set up here? Or attack? Okay, so we know it's not 3. This seems like a blaming one. So let's try this one first. Just what kind of zoo do you have set up here?
This is just a small part of it. A tiny taste, so to speak. For thousands of years, I have kept the stolen lands beneath my thumb. And for thousands of years, blind tools of my will ascend, just to be thrown down again. And again. And again. And you shall take your place among them.
I shall end this suffering.
Oh, shit. Boop.
This should do it.
Boop.
Protect me, please.
Dude, Armag just almost wrecked Linzi. That's pretty funny. Ba-boom!
All according to plan.
Another thing that's pretty awesome is this whole area was super buggy and weird when I came through the first time. Characters would talk over each other, things wouldn't happen in order. Like this is awesome. This is the first time we've seen it like work.
Rain.
Save it.
One more grain. And another grain. This one took 100 years to obtain. And that one was just a week. The first bears the blood of 3 generations burned in war. The second, just 2 well-chosen words. And 1 little betrayal.
Damn, girl.
This will never end. Never! Do you see this cup? It has a name, you know. The Apology. Within it is the Stag Lord and his crazy dream to become a king and take me as his queen. And Armag and his never-born barbarian empire. Who will fall in next? Pitax and its Peacock King? Or you?
I feel like 1 is the good one. I know your story now, Nyrissa. Unfortunately, what I don't know is how to help you overcome the curse.
What is this, a dream? Or is someone actually playing games with me? Speaking words that pierce like arrows, teasing me with the hope of salvation beyond my reach.
Uh-oh.
I have had strange dreams recently. Of times before the curse. And a meeting that never occurred. So, this is a dream. But you have entered it from reality. Exquisite. Very reminiscent of the methods I typically use. For 1,000 years, none have come so close to me. And I assure you, none ever will again.
Ooh, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Here we go.
But you... I like you more and more, my hound. Perhaps I have no need of that stupid peacock anymore. I could let you tear him apart if you wish. I know where a tool lies that will let you clip his wings. The evidence of his crimes. Something he's been hiding from his Pitaxian allies. But he could not hide it from me. Remember this name, White Rose Abbey. That is where Iravetti would usually meet with me in the past, and the place where you will find your tool against him.
Okay. Fine. I'll go. Let us see the worth of your words. I think that's probably the best one. It's probably the best one. Yeah.
My brave, brave hound. We will get along nicely, I dare say.
Well, if I get the ending I'm looking for, we'll get along real nicely. All right, let's go. Return home. Oh, there we go. Man, that went great. I feel like that went pretty well. That was good. Yeah, I definitely remember when we did this in our last run. Like, it was messy. It was messy. Is there anything we're in a dream, so I'm assuming there's any loot or anything. Is there anything else we need to do before we go? I don't think so. Yeah, a drifter. I don't think there's any perception checks because I don't think we can bring items out of here. Where does this go? Oh, it connects these two areas. Okay. Yeah, we're in a dream, so I don't think there's any items to get.
As it should be.
Awesome. Hey bro, just discovered this game and your channel. Great content, looks like an amazing game. Reminds me a lot of Temple of Elemental Evil. Yes, TD Costas. First of all, welcome to the channel. Second of all, yeah man, this game is awesome. Like I've been telling people, since this game has come... Where's my cat?
In due time.
Since this game has come out, and since it's back, when I played it 6 months ago, it was a buggy mess. I had to stop a 120-hour playthrough because it was so buggy. And throughout the entire time, I had all sorts of issues. The game was unfinished. It just felt bad, to be honest. And it just felt bad. That being said, now that the game has been cooking for 6 months and I'm playing it again, as somebody who has played almost every available CRPG out there, this is probably the best CRPG since Baldur's Gate 2. And this is coming from a guy who's played Arcanum, Fallout 1 and 2, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, all the Icewind Dales, Temple of Elemental Evil, both the PoEs, both the DOSs, most of Wasteland 2, but we have to finish that again. Like this game is absolutely phenomenal. And if you don't think it's the best game from Baldur's Gate 2, it is at least the best CRPG from DOS 2. Which arguably in some ways is also, like, to be honest, I'm super excited to play DOS 2 again, because apparently it's gotten amazing. Yeah, and a lot has been fixed since we played it too. Also, yeah, I also played Neverwinter Nights and Neverwinter Nights 2. Neverwinter Nights 2 I played into the ground. Neverwinter Nights I've never beaten. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't beaten Neverwinter Nights 1. I always get to the same place and run out of steam. It's like when you move continents. For some reason, I just kind of lose steam around that time. I do need to finish that game one day. But, yeah. It's been great. Like, this playthrough especially, it's very rare that I can play a game for 100 hours and then within a year basically do the same thing again and have just as much or more fun. Yeah. It's pretty great. Okay, did I play Master of the Betrayer? Yes. Neverwinter Nights 2 is an incredible CRPG. Probably the best, has one of the best city building things in it. I loved the stronghold mechanic in Neverwinter Nights 2. And the DLCs were great. I played a sorcerer in that game. It was awesome. Yeah, it's been good. Now do Jaethal's quest? Yeah? Check my feats for a special passive? Oh. Whoa, that's fun. Damn. How cool. Okay. Okay. We did it? We did what? What does that mean we did? That's good. Okay, people in chat are saying he did it in all caps. So, yay, he did it. I did it, guys. Yay. We did it. We did. Okay, let's talk to Linzi. Just a moment. I just got something. Linzi quickly scribbles something in her notebook, then raises her eyes and smiles at you. Hi. How's the book? Okay. We have to talk to Storyteller? Oh, maybe they're gonna like come up to as a kingdom event and talk to me or something. This is weird. Okay, so normally I would always complete a main quest before doing a companion quest, but people are telling me in chat that I have to do Jaethal's quest now. Do I really? I mean, I was under the assumption I could always do the main quest before companion quests.
Follow my lead.
I do kind of have to do it now. You don't have to do it now, but it's not like user. Okay, you know what? Let's just go do it now. Let's just go do it right now. Okay, let's just go bang it out. Let's go bang Jaethal out. Oh my. Okay, where are we going with her? The elves in their camp. Okay. We are looking for an elvish camp. Is it a new place? I think it's on a border, right? There's White Rose Abbey. We'll be going there soon. Maybe it's not a new location. It's in the Dire Gnarl Marches. It's over here. Oh, there it is. Great. Great. Thanks, chat. No, it's Silverstep. I want Ashton. There we go. Beauteous! Let's go here. Man, I can't wait to actually have some time to do some map exploration. Like, there's so much of this map that I still need to do. Oh my god. Alright. Check Jubilost's coin task. People are saying you didn't actually start it. Let me take a look. That is definitely a situation when I am not 100% sure. I think I did. By the way, Trojan Man 44 with the 5 gift bomb! Thank you, my man. Appreciate you bringing 5 more people into our community. Thank you for that, my dude. Mucho apreciado, amigo. Muy gracias. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's been chugging along. Mm-hmm. And at this rate, with 3,200 BP, that means we should get 3 BP per day. Yeah. I'm gonna print me some money, boys. Okay. I really wonder if I'm gonna save up all this, like, this mountain of BP, and then there's gonna be, like, nothing to spend it on at the end of the game. It seems like something I would do, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. That's kind of what happens in all of my RPGs. Dark Hollow says, oh, there will be? Good! Okay, that makes me excited to hear. Great. Great. That is the best thing you could say. Well, in that case, I'm going to start saving, man. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Yo, I like your hat, bro. grave silence follows you as you approach the elves. They do not move, staring at you and Jaethal as if they were waiting for something, or rather someone. A young dark-haired elven woman emerges from behind the crowd and greets you with a nod. At the sight of her, something almost imperceptible changes in Jaethal's eyes. It's hard not to notice their incredible similarity. My daughter, my favorite creation and most capable student. The voice of Jaethal is colorless and her facial expression unreadable. What a pleasure it is to see you leading the band of murderers who have come for my head. Murmurs of outrage erupt in the elven crowd, but their leader remains calm. The dark eyes of the girl burn with determination, and there's a blush on her cheeks. It's amazing how such small details change her face, otherwise nearly indistinguishable from the pale, lifeless face of her mother. I thought you would know that I couldn't stay away. Didn't you always teach me to be responsible for my actions and follow things through? Whoa. Listen to us before you make any hasty decisions. Jaethal is not to blame for the death of the young elves. It was Aneo, the Inquisitor of Pharasma, who had set a trap for both of us. Open your eyes, girl. Didn't I teach you to think with your head and not fall into traps laid by facile provocation? You might have reasoned that I've no use in killing those foolish young elves you wish to avenge. True, you had no use for it, but if there was any use for you, you would have killed them without hesitation, right, Mother? I know you better than anyone. I know how far you might go if no one stops you. I persuaded the court to send you into exile. I used everything I could, friends, connections, the arts of logic and persuasion you taught me, and achieved the mildest punishment possible. It was a mistake. If I hadn't done it, our unfortunate youths would still be drawing breath. Love blinded me. You told me many times that our feelings are our worst advisors, but only now have I finally learned this lesson. It is my duty to stop you, and I will see it through. The elf turns to you. I'm sorry, King. I have no wish to invade your lands, but there's no other way. Give us the murderer, and we shall leave in peace. And yet, I ask you to leave. There's no need to spill any more blood on my land. Murmurs sweep through the elven lines. It seems that some of them are less determined than the others. The king of this torn land is right. We are not some robbers to attack his companions, even in the name of justice. Oh. I think I'm gonna protect her. Okay. You leave us no choice, King.
You cannot stand against me.
Yeah, if I remember right. Oh, damn. Ha! At least you killed your mom. You win! Small victory, right? Haha. Oh, God.
This should do it. This was not part of the plan.
I'm getting tasty.
Oh, Sarah.
You know what? I'm gonna reload this.
I see your light.
I'm gonna reload this. I didn't realize we were gonna have a big fight there, and also level suck. I mean, screw the level loss. Screw it.
All according.
We're gonna buff a little bit before this, I think.
Share your troubles.
Doot. Oh, why are you over there?
I am prepared.
So, any brilliant ideas?
Manishrim Sukino. Manishrim Sukin. Manishrim Suki. Manishrim Sukin. Manishrim Sukino.
Cool.
Inimosi Travisi.
Ready for anything.
Inimosi Travisi.
Okay.
Don't hesitate. You have
Right
my
here, my
Yes.
friend.
Please not rap score. My skills are getting rusty.
And where's my big one? Dex and Con? I think I want Dex and Con, right? Yeah. There we go. Great. All right.
No mistakes.
Done.
Okay. Level up Jaethal? Nah. Okay.
You cannot stand against me.
This should do it.
Oh no! Ah! Bastard!
Left yourself open.
Okay, I can cure off lost levels with restoration?
Enemy approaching.
What? Where? Oh, jeez.
Repent.
Oh, I have to use greater restoration? Okay.
In due time.
Oh, she's walking her ass all the way back up. Alright, we'll do greater resto as soon as we're done here. Jaethal approaches the fallen Nortellara and freezes like a statue. The scene from the Elven camp at the Thorn River repeats itself once again, but now instead of some unknown Elven girl, her own daughter lies at the Inquisitor's feet, and she seems still alive. I hear you. Jaethal speaks under her breath. You realize that she's talking to neither... She is talking neither to her daughter, nor to you, nor to anyone else. For a moment, you are filled with a strange sensation of someone else's presence. Someone evil, but somehow jubilant. And then the feeling fades. Jaethal's eyes grow clear. Yes, mistress, I am ready. Jaethal turns to you. Her eyes are glowing with a cold flame. Urgathoa wants me to choose one of the two paths of faith. I can use Teneka's ritual to regain a living body, which, with all the pleasures that it offers. The children I can then bear will be the source of my immortality. I will become an eternal spirit, changing temporary vessels, and even the age-long lifespan of the elves will be to me as a season. There is another way. I will remain undead, eternal, unchanging, and impeccable. In exchange for my final sacrifice, Urgathoa will grant me new power, a perfect spirit, or perfect undead. Either way, I shall be her perfect follower. All that my goddess requires of me is the life of my daughter, here and now. Nortella is barely able to move her lips. A fine choice. I always knew that Urgathoa would someday demand it from you. My life. Do not let her do it, Ko. Killing her own daughter or taking her body. This is true, genuine evil. There can be no way back, either for Jaethal nor for any of us. Here is my expert opinion. The situation looks quite bad, and you must decide carefully here. Interfering in the affairs of the gods might be a bad idea. Jaethal, stop. You can't do this to your daughter. Jaethal's eyes look stern and motionless. Do you understand what you ask? I cannot resist Urgathoa's will, even if I had good reason to do so. The gods do not forgive disobedience. I have served you well, but now I must have what I so desperately need. She's your daughter. Don't you have at least an echo of love for her? Have I ever given you any reason to believe that stupid sentimentality means something to me? Oh, Lord. Urgathoa awakened your worst side, Jaethal. But I have seen another side of you, purposeful, stubbornly seeking answers, respectfully speaking of Eneo's dedication, despite the fact that he was your sworn enemy. A lot of these are really good. You speak the truth. Sometimes I feel that senselessly drifting in a sea of pleasure would never be enough, even if I got everything I possibly could want. But refusing the goddess means suffering her wrath. Remember the girl at the camp near Thorn River? She would rather die than become undead. You bear destruction and grief. Those are the gifts you offer. It's what Urgathoa gave to you. I didn't want to torture her, only preserve her youth and beauty. Jaethal takes a long look at her daughter, as if comparing the two girls, and recalling the fate of the first. Remember the story of Teneka? You can blame Enio for what happened to her, but in truth it was her faith in Urgathoa that condemned her and offered her no comfort in her time of need. She was foolish, weak, unworthy of Urgathoa's gifts. With me it will be different. I shall live as a wish. I won't turn away from my enemies like a rat. Jaethal's face remains motionless, and yet it seems that the memory of Teneka's terrible fate stirs in her some unspoken feeling. Jaethal suddenly stops speaking and remains silent for a long time. Her empty, undead face does not betray the thoughts and feelings rushing through her mind behind the mask. She glances at you, her daughter, the grass, the trees, the sky, as if trying to put them all into the same picture. I've come such a long way, she says finally. Eternal escape, life in constant expectation, decisions made for me. Should I finish all this? Yes, Jaethal, you have to. Fine. Jaethal looks at her daughter and speaks with simmering calm. Do not dare disappoint me, girl. I do not wish to learn that I gave up so much for an ordinary, worthless being who cannot manage her life. Be exceptional in everything you do. Jaethal straightens her shoulders with a nervous movement and looks straight ahead. I must disappoint you, goddess. I reject your gift. And that is the end of Jaethal's story. Pretty incredible, huh? Oh man. That's awesome. That is awesome.
That is not far.
Well, excuse me. I should say that's the end of Jaethal's story as far as I know it. I have not seen anything past this point. If she does somehow come back, I have no idea when or how. I made 2 mistakes with her, Nortalora says as you approach. The first time back in Kionin, when I defended her before the court and argued that she might change. The second time here, when I sought to kill, believing that she could never change. I owe you my life, King, my life and my hopes. I pray that one day I might repay you in kind, but for now, I wish to give you one of my mother's things. I don't think I'll ever be able to touch this again. Thank you for everything and farewell. Man, I tell you, that is a crazy set of quests, man. It's crazy. Okay. But the loot on Jaethal adds fine. It's okay.
In due time.
She can keep that loot. Wherever she's going. Or gone. Yeah, look at the signet. Apparently, it just lets you do some Inquisitor stuff. Yeah, so that would have been... I probably used that on my last playthrough since I was an Inquisitor, but I'm not this time, so...